Thank you. So what I call product-led SEO is not a hack. It's you're building a product specifically for the search user. And the better way of, and the way I explain it, and again, everyone can do it their own way, but the way I visualize this and the way I explain it is it's the opposite of the way most people do SEO, which is a content approach, where you're going onto, Ahrefs is sponsor your podcast, but I love Ahrefs. So you go onto Ahrefs and you find keywords, but that's part of a feedback loop of like someone searched the keyword, so therefore the show, so then other people search it and other people create content for it. So we really encourage that. So you create content based on that feedback loop, and that's your SEO. I sell insurance. I've written a piece of content around insurance. Again, focused on the keyword, and your metric of success is, am I ranking on the keyword? Do I generate any conversions from the keyword? When you think about a product-led approach is, what does the insurance buyer want and what are they looking for on the search engine? So I'm going to create a product around that. That product might be informational content. That product might be a video. That product might be a podcast. That product might be a widget. But there's a thing that search user wants. So I'm going to create that thing. Ideally, in the way you can scale SEO, there is a programmatic solution to that, because if there isn't a programmatic solution, it gets very expensive. So if there's a programmatic solution, and in my book, I call out TripAdvisor as a programmatic solution. Zillow in the US is a programmatic solution. NerdWallet is a programmatic. Much of NerdWallet's content is programmatic. A lot of finance sites is like if you're looking for the price of a stock today, the programmatic solution is widgets that incorporate the stock price. If you're looking for the market cap of a company, you don't need a blog post that explains market cap and then applies it specifically to a company. It's a programmatic solution. So that enables you to scale it. But at its heart, it's just the product. The programmatic is a tactic to create that product.
Right. Okay. So I think that's pretty clear. Do you think is an example, how Google creates these often, like if you type in stock price for X, they've created their own widget that takes the top spot. Are they sort of like that? They're building for that group.
So I call those things search arbitrage. And it doesn't exist so much anymore because Google disintermediates it by buying the same data. So if you have stock prices, you essentially buy a feed from the stock market, whoever the exchange is. Google also can buy that feed, and that's what they've done. So there's many different places Google has started to do this, which really cuts into the programmatic and product-led approaches that people have done. But that's because they were taking shortcuts. So the startup I spent, a number of years at before SurveyMonkey, we were in the automotive space. So we created automotive editorial. But our automotive editorial was based on automotive fact feeds, which came in from different companies like pictures. Those are stock pictures that we bought. Pricing, those are stock pricing we bought. And then specs, right? We just bought it from a company that collected it from the car company. So we were able to benefit from that at the time. However, Google just said, you know what? You do a search on a car, we're pulling in the price. We don't have to go and crawl pages to figure out what the price is. We'll just buy it from that company. And now you no longer need to search anymore. So if your SEO approach is like, I'm just going to buy a bunch of data and then I'm going to make a page around it, Google will cut you out. If instead what you're going to do is pull in the prices and then create a product around it and say, I'm going to pull in the prices from this company, but I'm going to analyze who gets the best value. So now I'm going to have a value to price page. That's not something Google's going to do. If you're going to say, well, look at the size, like here's the price merged with the pictures, again, a different product, that's not something Google's going to buy. Even look in the medical space where you search symptoms. There's so many websites that have built content around symptoms and content around diseases, essentially to sell people and scare people. Google has cut those people out too by taking the same doctor-approved data and say, no, you don't have cancer. No, you probably have COVID. Like, look at the exact same things. All those websites that did it, now they've lost the traffic to Google. But if instead you took in that data and then you built a better product of like, why does someone search, do they have brain cancer when they have a headache? So how do you tell them that they should drink more water? This is a better page, and these are the symptoms of brain cancer that Google does or that everyone did in the past before Google cut them out.
Yeah,